Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the first of my Hitman Hokkaido professional walkthroughs, sponsored by RageWorks.net. Despite being the first run, we have one last time Mr. Soders and send Yuki Yamazaki up in smoke. There's no loadout screen because it's locked until you reach level 10 mastery in Hokkaido.
Welcome to Hokkaido, 47.
We start in Tobias Reaper's room, and we're gonna do a little bit of setup here for both assassinations. Like I said, there is no loadout that we can do because the screen, except for stash spots, the screen is locked until you get to level 10 mastery, and you gotta unlock the stash spots. So I have nothing on me right now. So the first thing we get is a hammer and a wrench. And this run is intentionally flawed because I had this grand scheme in my head. Because way back when I was still doing Colorado runs, if you remember my first run, I had a 45,000 run for the very first one. Nine challenges unlocked. So I figured, why couldn't I do something similar in Hokkaido? But because the loadout screen is locked, I'm not able to do that until my third run, where I've reached level 3, because that unlocks the mountain trail approach and the ninja disguise. But we'll get to that in that third video. So right now we're just taking out this guard. We're trying to clear a path to Soders, where Soders is in the operating theater. Nobody's coming in here, so this guard's gonna stay here for a while. And because we can't bring anything with us, this gun is gonna have to be our gun.
The curator's researching, right? Let me guess.
And I have to make a lot of noise and shoot this camera. There are two places where you can knock out the cameras, but both of them have at least 2 guards in there at any given time. So fortunately, the gunshots scared those morgue technicians, so I can drag this guy without any problems. And drop him in this utility closet. I need his disguise because we needed to get into Yuki Yamazaki's room. It also grants us access to a lot of other places. For one, Amos Dexter's room, because we need to knock out Amos Dexter. It's one of a few places you can get cigarettes, and you need cigarettes to do the up and smoke assassination. Watching out for the hospital director, because he's an enforcer when we're in this disguise. Run down the steps, because nobody down here, unless Yuki Yamazaki's down here, will recognize you. But looking at the map, I can see that Dexter's not in his room yet, so I go to Yuki Yamazaki's room so we can start the setup for Up in Smoke.
Maybe you can tell me.
The only guards you have to worry about are the ones that are with Yamazaki. You pick up these coins for extra distraction, and these guys are looking away, so this is why you picked up the wrench. You needed to loosen this valve here. So now we're gonna head back to Dexter's room.
Especially if heavy involves dissolving witnesses in acid baths before noon.
Maybe you can tell me.
Unfortunately, Dexter is still not in his room. but we're gonna go find him.
Yeah. And those guys,
And you have a limited amount of time before Yamazaki gets back to her room.
We're
And
okay here.
you probably could have waited, but you know, I hate standing around waiting, and pretty much anybody playing Hitman does. So you gotta knock into Amos Dexter so that he doesn't have his full phone conversation.
Great painting. Educates.
Now he's gonna go back to his room, even though he's gonna stand and stare at a wall for a couple of
That was
seconds.
disrespectful of me. I'm very sorry.
So now he's done staring at the wall. He's coming down the steps. And you see that this disguise gives you access to his room. Now, I messed up something. You're gonna see it at the end. I should have just left his body not right here, but I shouldn't have dragged it into the bathroom like I do. I should have left it where the guards in his room would find him. To pick up the cigarettes and head back to Yuki Yamazaki's room. Actually still close to 4 minutes before she'll 3 to 4 minutes before she'll come in the room and pick up the cigarette, so I actually did have plenty of time. Who wants to wait around when I could have done other stuff?
Smokes on the
Mr.
table, huh?
Jason Portman,
Well,
please come to the
I guess that's
hospital
one way to get on the
entrance.
boss's good side.
A doctor will escort you to your checkup. That was for Mr. Jason Portman. A doctor will escort you to your appointment. Please proceed to the hospital entrance.
So we're heading back to the morgue right now,
Shut up.
but we almost ran into Yamazaki.
I'm going in.
We head back outside. Again, we gotta watch out for the hospital director, who actually does start to spot us, but we just keep moving. So one last time Mr. Soders involves walking right up to Soders, and when he sees 47, he basically gets so terrified that he has a heart attack. I don't know that you actually have to be in your regular suit to do this, but everybody I've ever seen do it does it in his suit or in the hospital robe that you start in. So I figure that you gotta be in your regular clothes.
So how does it work? Does it work? Sorry.
This probably would have been easier if I could keep on the guard disguise. So I'm speeding this up because I knock out a bunch of doctors here, doctors and nurses. I knocked out a nurse and a doctor. There goes Yamazaki blowing herself up.
Target down. Now it's time for Soders to retire.
And I get the attention of a second nurse. We're not gonna knock her out. We just want her to turn her back to us. So she's coming to investigate. And we'll just trail her back. Now I've been told that if you skip this cutscene, you can do this kill Silent Assassin. But I don't like to skip, you know, the assassination cutscenes myself. Plus, I'm not going for Silent Assassin in this run, so it really doesn't matter. But nobody actually fully spots me
That's
here,
both targets down. Time to find an
so
exit.
it still doesn't matter.
Great shape.
Now I'm gonna escape by helicopter here, which maybe I shouldn't have, but it just seemed like the easiest way at the time.
Paging Hospital Director Nakamura. Nakamura-san, please come to the operating
And
theater.
like I said, this is intentionally flawed. In every other location in the game, I always made my first run a Silent Assassin suit only run. But like I said, I had this grand scheme, so I purposely didn't get it here. And I thought with everything I did, leaving bodies out and shooting the camera, making noise, that I had done enough, but I didn't realize that by not being spotted and leaving the bodies where nobody found them in time, that I got no evidence. Because no evidence was part of my grand scheme of getting all these points in one run. So I messed that up. I made 15,000 in this run because I get Up in Smoke, One Last Time, Mr. Soders, and no evidence. That's okay. I mean, ultimately, all the points are going to the same place. And that's it for this run. I will see you in the next one, guys.